You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
We are witnessing greatness, ladies and gentlemen. Chelsea have replaced Eden Hazard. It was hyperbolic a few weeks ago. A perfect hat-trick at Stamford Bridge. Yes, Cole Palmer. He even added a penalty for a bit of trolling at the end when our own boys couldn't decide between themselves who was going to take it. Yes, we are going to discuss that in today's video. Level on goals with Erling Haaland at the top of the Premier League. A perfect hat-trick. And all the goals so different. And he got an extra goal. I don't even know what to tell you, guys. Like, this is a sensation. We are witnessing greatness. Cole Palmer not only is young player of the season without a doubt, he's, as it stands, he is like, with what, Declan Rice and Phil Foden, maybe Haaland, he's in the running for player of the season. This is sensational. He's the first Chelsea player to score in 7 consecutive home games. No other player's done it. Lampard didn't do it. Didier Drogba hasn't done it. He scored the fastest ever Chelsea Premier League hat-trick. This is just sensational stuff. We are witnessing greatness. Oh yeah, by the way, Chelsea 6, Everton 0. Boys, girls, we're going to get into it. If you're feeling good, drop a like. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for subscribing to Football Therapy. It's so lovely to have you here on this day, the turning of the corner for Pochettino's Chelsea, where they sambered through, they moonwalked, they discoed to a 6-0 win at home against an Everton side who, by the way, had returning players, good players in the side. Onana was starting, Braithwaite's a good centre-back, Amadou Onana was back, Doucouré was back. Like, they don't get slapped up. Sean Dyche's Everton don't get slapped up, especially when they have these players back. People are going, ooh, it's a tricky game for Chelsea. You never really know what you're going to get with Chelsea. These are the kind of games that screw up Chelsea. Low block and counter. This is like a 2-2 or a 2-0 loss. You know, I had hearing people on the Totally Football show about, I can't remember who it was, maybe Daniel Story saying, yeah, Chelsea can lose to Everton. How about we beat them 6-0? 6 goals up inside them. It's just insane. I'm going to try and compose myself because this is what I do here in Football Therapy. I give you like a measured, philosophical, methodical breakdown. Freaking hell, bro. We absolutely slapped him. We deserve this. We deserve this, guys. Europa League football can happen. It can happen. Win our game in hand against Tottenham, and looking at them recently, why the heck not? If they keep playing it's just who we are, mate. If they keep playing Ange ball, it's just who we are, mate. With your high line, we'll cook you, bruv. Cole Palmer's king of the freaking world. He'll score against anyone. I feel confident-ish. I feel more confident against Man City now in Wembley. Oh, it's this happiness? Right. So we are going to go through the game. This is a banana skin that not only did we avoid this banana skin, we backflipped over it. I don't know where to start, dude. All right, let's start with Let's start with the lineup, shall we? Petrovic, the player who I've been massively worried about in recent weeks, starting goal, understandably. Didn't have to do much, though. I think he made 1 or 2 saves. Again, the centre-back partnership was the only available partnership once Disasi was ruled out. Although I think maybe, was Badiashile on the bench? Yeah, he was. But we saw Thiago Silva and our most reliable defender of late is in the centre-back, Trevoh Chalobah, which the fact that he's the expendable one in the shop window, and I don't think he's our best defender. I think he's maybe maybe in the top 4, possibly. But yeah, he partnered Thiago Silva. This was a perfect game for Thiago Silva. Not much running to do. We had a lot of the ball. We only had 60% actually. I thought we had more. But yeah, this kind of, when you're in, everything's going well and you get to dictate and the players aren't panicking. And of course, Thiago Silva has immense quality. It's the perfect game for him. So he partnered Chalobah, Cucurella at left back, Gusto returns for right back for all our fantasy Premier League teams. We knew Enzo Fernandez was out. So it was, as suspected, Gallagher and Caicedo, who were pretty effing good together, I must say. Again, the midfield... Look, Everton got rattled and we capitalised off that, of course. But Enzo, everyone's unified this season saying, yeah, Enzo's played better than Caicedo. Caicedo in this game was great, and I will go through player performances. But Gallagher, I have been very, very vocal about how I think Gallagher's terrible lately in a double pivot, whether it's for England, where he played there, of course, or indeed Chelsea. I was like, well, I don't want to see him in a double pivot, but I don't think he's the best option for a number 10. Look, if Enzo's fit for Man City, it'll be very interesting to see. Enzo might just come back in. Gallagher might, because Gallagher's a more hard-working, industrious number 10 than any of the other options, Although I think personally the other options suit that role better. If you're a functioning team that actually can freaking defend and play without the ball, then you have a more creative attacking number 10 than Gallagher. But man, I love Conor Gallagher, and he definitely played the captain's role in this game. We'll talk about the penalty, of course. And he played great in the double pivot next to Caicedo. Again, I will go into detail of how I think the players played. And then, of course, we saw Jackson up front, flanked by Mudryk on the left, who had maybe the most quiet of the game for Chelsea players. And also, the man of the moment, Cole Palmer on the right. No, sorry, Noni Madueke on the right, Cole Palmer in the 10. So what went down? Well, we were playing against a 4-4-1-1 with Everton at Stamford Bridge, so I was scared of the low block encounter, and we started well in the first few minutes, and then Everton sort of came into the game before the first goal, and I was worried, bro. Now, I'm going to have to try and think about the order of this game, and so Cole Palmer scores the opener, and I believe this is on his preferred left boot, and this is a effing great goal, man, because he nutmegs an opposition player. He does like a back heel flick to Nico Jackson, who returns it to him. Nicholas Jackson, he returns it to him, and Cole Palmer finishes with his left boot. He sort of curls it in the corner. Great goal. It's a great team goal. Flowers to Jackson. I am not fully happy to him in terms of his behaviour, but yeah, I think it was an excellent team goal to open this game, the scoring. And of course, the next goal is why my mind's being blown. Everyone's looking at Cole Palmer floating around, doing amazing playmaking back heel flicks to try and get us down up the pitch. He's doing nutmegs. He's amazing at passing, scoring, and assisting. But this goal he scores for the second in the 18th minute. It was a sniffer. It was like a poacher's goal, like a sniffer in the box. He follows the ball up and just heads it in. This is what, good strikers from the 90s did. Do you know what I mean? This is Eden Hazard, I mean, he did do it every now and again, but that's proper striker poacher stuff. This kid can do it. He's 21 years old and can do everything. I'm sorry, guys, if this video consists of me just relentlessly waxing lyrical about Cole Palmer, but how can I not, bro? So I love that. Him scoring a header. We see the first Everton card of 4 cards. They probably should have had more the way they were butchering us. And in the 29th minute, so 29-minute perfect hat-trick. Granted, it is a mistake from Pickford, who plays the ball out. Cole Palmer takes it, and with his weaker foot, his left foot, he loops over the goalkeeper, and it's got a bit of waz on it as well, so it sort of curls in, and he scores a perfect hat-trick in under half an hour. People say to Cole Palmer, oh, you only score penalties. How about a perfect hat-trick without penalties? People say, oh, you only score with your left foot. How about a perfect hat-trick, which, of course, involves a goal with your right foot and a really excellent finish over the keeper like that. Sensational stuff. Absolutely incredible. And the first half isn't done there. Mudryk gets a yellow card. Ashley Young gets a yellow card. We'll talk about Mudryk as well. Marc Cucurella deserves praise because he played well. Got an assist for Nico Jackson. And yes, that goal from Nico Jackson, the touch to take it down, the turn and shot, I think he benefited from a deflection, but just the touch to take it down and swivel, amazing. Yeah. So then, of course, Daesh reacts by making a multitude of changes. He makes 3 changes at halftime, bringing on Patterson, Harrison, and Andre Gomez. Andre Gomez, whose contract is up at the end of the season, I believe. He's a player, by the way. I think, obviously, you're losing 4-0. More than like tactical changes from Daesh, he's probably just thinking, you're all a bunch of knobheads, get off the pitch. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's probably really not happy with how things are looking. And they do survive for the best part of 20 minutes before Cole Palmer actually wins the penalty. It's not Noni Madueke thinks it's him because it's kind of like nearly 2 penalties, but it's the first one that's actually given because Tarkowski actually gets something on the Noni challenge. And of course, it's the big talking point from Chelsea's here. The non-positive one is it's a really embarrassing and petulant argument between Noni Madueke and Nico Jackson. Now, they will be arguing, look, well, Cole's just got a perfect hat-trick, and then Noni would be saying to Nico, well, you've got a goal. You know, Cole's not going to say, why should you take it? You've got a goal. I want to get a goal. I mean, there's always an argument for your strikers to be like, strikers need goals. That's what gives them confidence, and that's what the team want the strikers to have goals. Historically, in football, that's generally, if you want your striker to be in form and scoring goals and confident, because that means you as a team are more likely to win. They have the higher value chances. That's what grown-ups do, right? We don't have grown-ups in this Chelsea team, and this is like one of the many flaws about having a really young, immature team. Now, I was fuming to see this. I think a load of Chelsea fans were as well. Non-Chelsea fans were laughing, but probably not laughing that much because we were 4-0 up at that point. So we were having a good time. Personally, Pochettino looked really annoyed, I would have hooked both of them and just been like, nah, none of that, mate. But at the same time, it's kind of a problem of his own making, Pochettino, because he said on multiple occasions in press conferences, I let the players on the pitch decide. I let the players on the pitch decide who's most confident. That's fine if you've got a team of grown-ups, but if you've got a team of developing children, that's not fine. And hopefully this will be a lesson learned for Poch. He's got to deal with this and go, nah, bun this, you can't be doing this. I'm hoping. Fortunately, 23-year-old super senior player Conor Gallagher, who of course was wearing the captain's armband, came over and just told him both to shut up, basically. And then Cole Palmer just cool as ice as I'll take it. He was like, probably like, shut up. Yeah, if you can't decide between yourself, I'll take it and I'll score like I do every freaking game. And to be honest, what happened at the end is it was actually the foul on Cole Palmer in the end that granted the penalty. Maybe the referee said, oh no, it's the foul on Palmer. Palmer went, well, he fouled me, I'll take it. Because maybe that was Noni's pitch to Jackson, like, oh, I won the penalty, you've got a goal, let me take it. But when he lost that, when they were like, no, it's the foul on Palmer, Palmer could be like, yeah, shut up. And he's ice cold, isn't he? He was a little bit like, just took the ball off them and just scored. It's 4 goals. Level with Erling Haaland in the Premier League Golden Boot race. Just that, it's guys, I know it's going to be jarring. It's insane. This kid costs 40 million quid and he's top of the Premier League scoring records as a winger in a dysfunctional circus show of a side. And he could get top assists as well. It's absolutely mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. So he scores the penalty, obviously, to make it 5-0 to Chelsea. I think after he scores, there's a little bit of calming between Noni and Jackson. I think maybe Poch will think, okay, well, look, we're cruising here. Provided they don't have a punch-up, it's probably better PR to not take them off and just let them calm out between themselves and have like a conversation on the training ground or, in the locker room about this, like, boys, you can't do that. You can't, if you can't behave and play with the toys properly, I'm going to take them away. And the toys being the decision to pick amongst yourselves. So you should take them away, basically. Anyway, there were 5 goals up at 64th minute. So Poch makes a bunch of changes before the end. He takes off Noni. Noni didn't want to come off as well. And it looked like he was about to throw a strop. And I was like, you freaking dare, bro. But he does sort of strop off and sort of do a little clap. Carney comes on. We're all happy to see Carney. Mudryk comes off. No strops from Mudryk, but a couple of really positive moments in a frustrating game, largely. Cole Palmer comes off to an immense standing ovation from the Stamford Bridge faithful, understandably, because he's the best player in the world. Ben Chilwell comes on and Cesare Cassidy comes on. So Ben Chilwell is on now with Cucurella and plays as the left winger. I believe, and Carney's playing in the 10. Cassidy's playing as a right winger, but why the ruddy hell not YOLO? Jackson and Gusto come off as well, and Gilchrist and Washington comes on. So Gilchrist comes on as a right back for Gusto. Washington, of course, a young Brazilian striker who's been playing and scoring for the development squad, comes on. And of course, we see the Alfie Gilchrist volley in the 90th minute, and what can only be described as insane celebrations. Young Alfie, well, he's 21 actually, or 20. He's not like the youngest, but he's young. He's a Chelsea fan. He's got a family of Chelsea fans. He's just extended his contract. He absolutely loved playing for Chelsea. This kid celebrates clearances and winning aerial duels. So he looked like he was going to take off when he celebrated that goal. He didn't know what to do. He was like in with the Chelsea fans. He was running, and you can tell Alfie is a really, really, really popular figure in the dressing room, because just look, like Thiago Silva was kissing him, Ben Chilwell couldn't believe his luck. Everyone was just so happy for him. So clearly he's a really, really valued member of the dressing room. Of course, we had youngsters like Dyer and George on the bench. Yeah, people might be frustrated that they didn't get their debuts when we're this much up, but Pochettino will argue just it's a match day experience to start with. You're part of the team, you're part of the squad, you're part of the bench. The fact how we were doing so well is why David Washington and probably Cassidy came on. That's the kind of like two players that wouldn't usually feature unless you're doing really well. Carney was definitely going to come on because he's really, really good, and Gilchrist is the closer for Pochettino. So let's talk about player performances. Well, Petrovic doesn't really need to talk. We don't really need to talk about him in goal. He did make a couple of saves, I think, notably. Cucurella, great, got an assist. He is a generally more robust defensive left back, but with good technical ability. Of course, he hails from the Barcelona Academy, I believe. I know we won Brighton's Player of the Season. He hasn't been valued for us. Cucurella's got big fans at Chelsea, and he's a great player. I just feel like he's not the right player we shouldn't have spent the money on him, basically. But we've got him, and he is a good player. He is good, and if he starts, you feel fine, so that's testament. Malo Gusto, I think, was really, really good. He didn't get an assist or anything, but he gets a lot of assists, Gusto. But I think he played very well. Both centre-backs, excellent. I was really pleasantly surprised how Chalobah and Silva played together. Chalobah can represent the sort of, the runner for Silva, and Silva can dictate play. I don't think you can play these players against Man City. Maybe we will. Maybe they'll play really well. But I had reservations before the game about these two guys. I'm really, really impressed. Context, the game, Everton didn't really turn up, and we slapped the sugar out of them and they got rattled. So then the game becomes, I say it all the time, football's about narratives and inheriting roles in the game, like theatre. We inherited the role of torture guy, and they inherited the role of victim. So it'll be very different against Man City, and I'd be interested to see what centre-back partnership we utilise. Disassi, because I know Disassi is not a favourite at the moment, and we've shipped loads of goals with him playing, so maybe that's telling. But he did play amazing away at the Etihad, didn't he, Disassi? So maybe just that performance in isolation gets him a start at Wembley against City. The midfield pivot, Caicedo. When Caicedo's doing nutmegs and feeling confident to do long shots, we might be cooking, and we might have made it. Yeah, Caicedo was magnificent. Gallagher, great. Of course, he was really. He's always around the ball. He's always winning fouls. He's always alleviating pressure. He's really good at high turnovers. He was actually behaving like a captain in that penalty incident. Double pivot, close to 10 out of 10 for me, which is lovely. And Enzo might watch that and think, oh god. But yeah, let's see Gallagher again in a double pivot again in another game, maybe away from home, against a different style of football, because he's gone from being bad in a double pivot to very impressive in this game. So the attackers, Nolly played really well. He was a threat, but the fact how he behaved like that is embarrassing, I think. But he's a kid who'll grow up, and they'll hash out in the dressing room. I think Jackson was good. He got a goal and an assist, but again let himself down on the penalty incident of arguing. But he got a goal and an assist. He's into double figures in Premier League goals. He doesn't take penalties. That's really good, man. Like, he's great value, £35 million. Nicholas Jackson can play on the wing, can play up front, scores, assists. He's got really good techers to link up. Of course, that take before his goal was lovely. Very, very happy with him. Cole Palmer, he's got a 10 out of 10 rating on Who Scored. We're not going to go for it again. He's just sensational. The story, the headline is him. He's incredible. I've already gone on enough of him. Mudryk, it's frustrating. He has a couple of really good moments where he does the right thing and he runs through and he's robust. And you feel like the ball's going to bounce off him and go somewhere else. But no, he runs in and he's put the ball right in front of him that he can run onto. He has these excellent moments that just demonstrate immense raw ability, but he's probably by far the weakest of the attackers on the day, and obviously he got a booking as well. That just was needless. And he can get a little bit like aggravated, Mudryk, but that's fine. You know, he didn't play awful. He's just not living up to his potential right now, which is immense, by the way. And then, of course, subs. What we can say about subs? I mean, you say what you want about all the other guys. Washington, Chukwuemeka, Casile, Chilwell, whatever. Gilchrist. The headline is Gilchrist. What a moment for the young lad. Incredible. So yeah, we've got so much to talk about, guys, moving forwards. This could be such an important result for us in performance. I can't wait to read your comments down below, so make sure you do leave them. Guys, subscribe to Football Therapy, hit the bell if you do, because daily videos here, and there's going to be lots to talk about in the coming days, so keep it locked. Peace.